Dan Bucket and Susanna present Little Newsies.
Hey, you! Are you 4? I am, and my name's Bram, and I'm 4.
And I'm Jake, Bram's dad, but some people call me BoxerBlu. Blah! And here is the news.
I'm gonna skip the straw, gonna skip it right now. I'm gonna skip the straw.
Bram, I don't know what you're singing, but it sounds kind of silly.
Well, maybe it is, but hopefully you'll remember to skip this straw. That's what today is all about. Today's February 28th, 2020, and it's time to skip the straw.
I think you mean that this is a day when you should think whether you should use a straw or not.
You know, straws are really fun, but just think about this, a little tiny piece of plastic, right? Do you really need a straw?
Well, sometimes I do, Bram. Like, if I'm drinking my slug milkshake.
Ew, gosh, don't talk about that. Blech, jeez.
My point is that sometimes you need a straw, right? Milkshakes.
Just use a spoon then. Ugh.
Douche. So we're starting off with something interesting. We talk about shipwrecks sometimes. I think maybe our third podcast, maybe or so, we talk about shipwrecks. They have discovered that microbes, little tiny microorganisms, that actually, when a ship crashes deep in the water, down on the bed, you know, the seabed, basically little tiny specific germs, if you want to call them, they start taking over, and essentially the sea, the sunken ships, they create their own kind of ecosystem. Ecosystem. It's like a little community, little area of all these little tiny organisms, these little creatures, animals and plants and things that eat each other. Isn't that interesting?
Yes. So who studied that?
Well, it's the University of Southern Mississippi, and basically it's all about how sea wrecks make diversity.
That's really weird.
Douche.
So it's really sad, you know. I don't like talking about people who die, but every once in a while we talk about somebody who died. And Katherine Johnson has passed away. She died at 101 years old. She's famous for Apollo 11, which is, you know, the big ship, you know, spaceship that went to the moon and stuff. Neil Armstrong. You know, basically without Katherine Johnson, it wouldn't have happened. She was a mathematician, and she made sure that the planets, that the spaceship had all the right, you know, equations and things, so it wouldn't crash, if that makes sense. You know, you need a lot of people that help ships to fly. It's pretty amazing.
Douche. So the next thing we're talking about is it's a little strange, maybe. I'm gonna try. You know, there's a show for adults. It's called CSI.
Oh, I don't watch that.
Yes, so CSI is all about how detectives solve crimes. And one of the ways they do it is they use DNA.
There's that word again, or that, whatever, abbreviation, yeah.
So you know, you can tell if a bad man or a bad woman came into your house. So you can find not just fingerprints, but like, you know, little bits of like hair or their skin or something like that, right? You can match them. Well, scientists are discovering that there are some animals that everyone thought they were gone. Like, for example, there's this animal. It's really weird. The name is really weird, right? It's called a scarce yellow Sally stonefly.
Oh, you're saying it's scarce? Like there aren't many of them?
No, I'm actually saying that's what it's called. It's called a scarce yellow Sally stonefly.
That's a really strange name.
Yes. So it's in Wales, and they really thought that, you know, Wales, by the way, is in England, next to England, and it's location 22, or very close to that. But anyway, they thought it was gone, and because nobody's found it in a long time, but they use this new technique called eDNA. So instead of looking for the actual stonefly, they look for little bits of its DNA to determine if it's there. It's pretty cool. You know, so it's a breakthrough. Douche.
This is sad news. But you know, black Americans in general, they don't live as long as white Americans.
Oh, yes, that's very sad. And why are you telling us this, Bram?
Well, they've just done a study that basically says that one of the reasons why white Americans, they live longer than black Americans. Well, they studied many people. I think it was like, I don't know, more than 1,000 people who were 25 years old, give or take. And they found out that if you only look really at one thing. You look at education level, going to school, going to university, things like that. That in general, white people, they have the opportunity to go to college and things like that. And that's perhaps one of the main reasons why white people live longer than black people in America.
Oh, that's sad. We should really encourage and find ways for more black Americans to go to school.
I totally agree.
Douche. So, I don't know if you've heard of Lucy the elephant.
I have. We have that book about New Jersey. It's called, what's it called? Good Night, New Jersey, right?
Yes. So we have these books. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're pretty cool. It's like Good Night, Maryland, Good Night, New Jersey, Good Night, Hawaii. You can learn about the world, especially the United States. But anyway, I learned that there's this place. It's called Lucy the Elephant. It's not really a place. It's a statue. It's like the biggest statue of an animal in the world or something like that.
Yes, and so, sorry to interrupt you, but Lucy the Elephant, you can sleep in Lucy the Elephant with AirBNB.
What?
Yes, that's right. Through AirBNB, it's kind of a promotion. It's in Margate, New Jersey, but basically, for the first time in 100 years, you can sleep in Lucy the Elephant. It costs like $140 or something a night. They're giving this for three couples to stay there, and it's all to try to renovate.
What does renovate mean, Bram?
Oh, renovate means to fix and make nice again. So to make Lucy the Elephant nice again, it costs $500,000, and Airbnb is contributing a lot.
Thanks, Airbnb. Well, everybody, I'm gonna say something a little strange. I'm gonna say that I'm probably the only person to ever say this, but I want to just say it right now. I like this cereal called Kashi, Kashi. It's been around forever, but they've got different flavors. And I've noticed in New Jersey, I don't know why, in the fall, you can get Kashi with chocolate inside it. The back of the box says, we're not organic, but hey, that's the point. I don't know if that's the reason why. But somehow, in New Jersey, throughout the year, the Kashi with chocolate, it goes away. I saw it in Washington, D.C. around the same time. March last year, it was there. For some reason, I think everyone in New Jersey eats that Kashi. It's a little strange.
Yeah, Dad, that's also really strange. Anyway, so thanks, everybody. See you next time. Don't forget, little news ears. As you get older, the news gets older, too.
Kashi.
Do you want this week's news? Go to littlenewsears.com.
Don't forget to check out our videos on youtube.com and our teacher lesson plans and more on littlenewsears.com. May your sweetness shine.
And your colors glow. Blah! Sources for today's show include the New York Times, The Guardian, and CNN.